So I'm gonna run really quickly through texture masking. I've got this little lizard and it's got some UVs. Over in Photoshop, I'm gonna start really simple. I've got one color here, two colors here, and then over here I took the UV map and most of it's white, but then I painted this black stripe up the middle and across the toes. And what I'm hoping is that I can get the green texture to be everywhere the white is, and then the pink texture everywhere the black is. And over in Maya, what I've done is I've pulled these three images in. I'll set them up first. Then I've also got a noise node and a grid node, so I can set up a quick bump map the same way. So I'll start with the images because they are always the easiest things to see. Here's the mask. What I am going to do is make a ramp texture. I'm going to delete its 2D placement node because I don't need that. Here are its U and V coordinates. I'll open them up. There are my out colors. There's out R. You can really use any one, out R, G, or B, because they all do the same thing. It's black and white. Over here I'm using V because the default ramp is set to be a V ramp. So now this black slider corresponds to the black places and the white slider corresponds to the white ones. So if I want the pink image to be where the black was, I will select this black slider and then middle mouse drag the pink image here to selected color. Then I will take the white slider, I click on the circle to select, and the green color goes into the formerly white slider. And I'll just do a quick render, which will hopefully, oh right, it's not going to do anything at this point because I haven't connected the ramp out color to base color. That would make sense. This converting thing is just Arnold converting my image files into the .tx format that it prefers, and there we are! Little pink toes, pink along the back, green legs, green tummy. Life is good. So to do the same thing for these two beautiful bump maps that I generated, and I just picked two that I thought would look really different. I'm going to go into the grid node and I'm just going to turn up its repeats so that we'll be able to see it a little better. Good. I am going to make a new ramp. Again, I don't need the place 2D node, I'll just delete that. So here's this new ramp. Here are its U and V coordinates, so I will take out R and into the V chord. And again, I could have used any of these R, G, or B because they are all identical. With this new ramp, again, I've got a black slider. This will control the area that is black in the image and pink in the render. So I'll just take my noise and I will middle mouse drag it and drop it over here. So now this formerly black slider places the noise. This white slider, I will middle mouse drag and drop this grid, and so that's going in to the formerly white area. It does not display particularly well here. I could take this and swap out the color like so, and now you could see a little better what's happening. But the real question is, can I use this as a bump map while this remains the color? And sure I can. Let me just move these things over here, pull this back a little bit, and I'm going to make a bump 2D node. With the ramp, I will take its out color R into the bump value. I'll just turn the bump depth down a little bit. Let's go to 0.1. And then I'll go out normal to the normal camera. And I probably should have left that turned up to make it easier to see, but now I've got two different bump maps attached to the different places in the lizard. Sometimes Arnold just really hates displaying bump maps, and having them a little big will help. So I'll turn that back up. So I hope that that helps. I love running my texture maps through ramps and masking things and doing all kinds of fun. When I initially textured this lizard, I wound up doing something similar where I had some little stripies. You can kind of see the little painted stripies here. I wanted them to glow, but I only wanted them to glow where the stripes are, so I wound up having to do a similar situation and connect it to the emission color. Although I don't see it in this map, so maybe I removed that. So yeah, I use these masks all the time. You just pull your out color into the ramp, and then your ramp connects over to your standard surface node. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions.